this episode, I want to talk a little bit deeper about some different angles on investing.
One of my first jobs as a busboy, I remember one of the waiters really drilled it into me because I wasn't anticipating getting bread to the table in time. That anticipation factor is important, and you can carry that over to market dynamics or trend setting.
Contempt prior to investigation. Like, what do you mean by that?
I think a lot of people just have their initial reaction and they stick with that, and they don't open the door to other ideas. So that contempt prior to investigation, that's, it's sort of like prejudice, I guess you could say, or, prejudging something.
I noticed you've brought up a few times on your Twitter account about kind of testing the veracity of a narrative. Like, what do you mean by that? And how do you do that personally?
There's so many good storytellers out there. You have to kind of examine that person's performance, for example. Is there any reason to think that person has done very well for themselves investing? It's always good just to be skeptical of all these stories being told to us through media, because we just sort of automatically assume media has some authority of information, and that's not true anymore. Especially media in general now is just clickbait, advertising, headlines everywhere, and sensational, and geared to draw emotional outrage, so people click on it.
Like, what are some red flags when investing into like a particular stock or business?
That's like a red flag to me if I don't like the product myself.
How much has your buying habits changed?
Not really much. We're just more relaxed about if we go out to dinner, or we can get a nicer meal or whatever. We're not worried about budgeting as much as we used to be. We're still being conscious and not overly, crazy about how we spend money.
Yeah. You find kind of a way to detach yourself from the portfolio by having some other type of way to feel secure and stable.
Yeah, I think a good way to do that is you try to live below your means. Little choices here and there, so that we could keep more money in our trading account is like a detachment, like you said, to invest and have in a more risky stock like Tesla long-term options and such, and not be worried about losing that. I've had a great job. I've been lucky, and I've risen the ranks in that job and was getting paid very well. But I was careful to set aside a certain amount always to my retirement with that job that was separate from my personal trading account. So I was able to detach the personal trading account money, like you said, to my riskier trading investments like Tesla. The detachment from money is key. Practicing that in other ways, poker, for example, trying to practice, okay, I'm going to a casino to gamble, play poker, I'm bringing just $300, and I know I'm probably going to lose it, but I'm going to do the best I can to play the game, And so same thing with investing. I have X $1,000 in my personal trading account. I know I'm probably going to lose it, but I'm going to do my best to play the game. And so I think of investing. I'm able to think of investing as like a game, a big game, and it's really helped me.
Yeah.